Friends, it's a physics class and today we will discuss about the next chapter of magnetic. The second chapter is magnetism and matter. First of all, we will discuss some important properties of magnetism. After that, we will find the magnetic field due to a dipole. Dipole consists two poles. One is the north pole and one is the south pole. These two are separated by a certain distance. Here we have to find the magnetic field due to a dipole on the axial line and on the equatorial line. This is similar to the electric field due to a dipole on the axial line and on the equatorial line. First of all, let's start some properties of magnetism. Magnetism, the phenomena of attraction of small bit of iron, steel, cobalt, nickel, etc. towards the ore is called magnetism. Next we have bar magnet. Bar magnet consists of the two poles. One is the north pole and one is the south pole. A sheet is placed over a magnet and sprinkles some iron filling on the sheet. It arranges itself in such a way as shown in diagram. Next we have the properties of magnet. First of all, attractive properties. Every magnet attracts small piece of magnetic substance like iron, cobalt, etc. This is the attractive property. Second is a directive property. When a bar magnet is suspended with the help of thread freely, it will direct towards the north-south direction. Third, we have magnetic poles exist in a pair. That is, monopole does not exist. Every bar magnet have the two pole, one is the north pole and one is the south pole. If you cut a bar magnet, then it also exists as a north and south pole, not only the north pole and only the south pole. Like magnetic pole repel and unlike attract each other. It's like a charges, similar charges repel each other and opposite charges attract. Same is here. Similar magnet, similar pole repel and opposite poles attract each other. Next, repulsion is the surest test of the magnetism. If we take two magnet, north pole of first magnet and the south pole of the second magnet attract each other. But north pole of a magnet and the north pole of the other magnet do not attract, they will repel each other. So repulsion is the surest test of the magnetism. Inductive properties. Inductive means induced magnetism, right? When a magnetic material is placed near a bar magnet, it also acquired magnetism. This magnetism lasts as long as the magnet is placed in front of the magnetic material. Next we have Coulomb's law of magnetic force. As we discussed Coulomb's law in electrostatics, similar there is a law, Coulomb's law for the magnetism. Coulomb's law in electrostatics state that force is directly proportional to the product of the strength of the poles and inversely proportional to the square of the distances. Here, M1 and M2 are the pole strength of the north pole and the south pole. R is the distance between these two poles. In place of proportionality, we place equal to and some constant. F is equal to K, M1, M2 upon R square. If M1 and M2 are equal and value of mu naught upon 4 pi is 10 raised to power minus 7, F is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi M square upon R square, where M is the pole strength and the strength of these pole strength is equal. Magnetic field and magnetic field line, right? We are discussing about the magnetic field and magnetic field line. Magnetic field, it is a space around the magnet in which magnetic effect can be experienced by a small magnet. And magnetic field line, it is an imaginary curve, the tangent to which at any point gives the direction of the magnetic field line. Next we have uniform magnetic field. If strength and direction of the magnetic field line is same at every point, then it is known as uniform magnetic field. Uniform magnetic field is represented as by the arrow having the equal strength at all the points and direction is same. This also represents the uniform magnetic field directed inwards towards the paper, inside the paper. And dot represent the magnetic field perpendicular to the paper in outward direction. Second, non-uniform magnetic field. If strength and the direction of the magnetic line of forces is different at the different point, it is known as non-uniform magnetic field. This is the non-uniform electric field because here the strength of the magnetic field is large and here magnetic field is small and the direction is different. Here again direction is different, so it is a non-uniform magnetic field. Here magnetic field due to a bar magnet. Inside it is a straight line but outside it is a curve, so it is a non-uniform magnetic field. Similarly, magnetic field due to a solenoid. Here magnetic field due to a bar magnet and due to a solenoid appears to be similar, but they are differ, right? And in case of the dipole, magnetic field line are due to a dipole are like that. Now magnetic field lines due to a U-shaped magnet is such that outside of the magnet it travels from north to south and inside the magnet it travels from the south to north. Since the magnetic field line of solenoid and the bar magnet are resembles, but they are different. Hence, solenoid behave as a bar magnet. Next, properties of magnetic field line. These are important properties. They are continuous closed curve starting from the north pole to the south pole outside, and inside the magnet they travel from the south to north, and magnetic line of forces form a closed curve. Second, tangent to the magnetic line of force gives the direction of the magnetic field at that point. If we take a curve and draw its tangent, then this tangent will give the direction of the magnetic field, right? Two lines of forces never intersect each other. If they intersect, then at the point of intersection, there will be the two direction at a point which is not possible, right? Next point, widely spaced magnetic field line show weak magnetic field, whereas closely spaced magnetic field line shows strong magnetic field. Here you can see there is the field lines are separated by a large distance, so it represents the weak magnetic field. Here magnetic field lines are closely spaced, so these are the strong magnetic field. Next point, magnetic field line are not real, yet they represents the magnetic field which is a real. Magnetic field is real, but magnetic field lines are not real. Now we will discuss some definition connected with the magnetism. First of all, magnetic field. As we already discussed, it is the space around the magnet in which its influence can be experienced by the other magnet. Next, we have magnetic pole. Preferred region of the attraction near the ends of bar magnet where the magnetic field strength due to the bar magnet is maximum. Next, we have magnetic axis. The line passing through the poles of a magnet is called magnetic axis of the magnet. Magnetic length. The distance between the North Pole, South Pole and the North Pole is known as magnetic length. Magnetic dipole. Arrangement of the two equal and opposite poles separated by a certain distance is called magnetic dipole. Magnetic dipole moment. It is denoted by capital M. It is defined as the product of the pole strength of either a pole and the distance between the magnetic pole. The distance between the magnetic pole is taken as 2L for the simplification. So magnetic dipole moment becomes pole strength into dipole length. Unit of the pole strength is ampere meter square or joule per Tesla. Dimension formula is M0L2T0A. Next topic, magnetic dipole moment of bar magnet when cut into two equal halves. There are the two cases when the magnetic dipole is cut along the length and when the magnetic dipole is cut perpendicular to the length. First, when the bar magnet is cut into the two equal halves along its length. Let us take a dipole having the south pole and the north pole, and 2L is a dipole length. Cut it along its length. We have the two dipole. The previous original dipole has the dipole moment capital M and the resolved dipole has the dipole moment M dash. So M dash is equal to M by 2 because the pole strength will be reduced to the half when it cut along its length and dipole length remain same. So we get half M into 2L, M into dipole strength into the dipole length. Multiplication of dipole strength and dipole length is capital M, which is the dipole moment, divided by 2. So the dipole moment of the cutted part of the dipole is M by 2. Now, when a bar magnet is cut into two equal halves along its length, then magnetic moment E of each part is half of the magnetic dipole moment of the bar magnet. Next, when a bar magnet is cut perpendicular to the length of the magnet into two equal halves, it is a dipole length which is 2L. Dipole is represented by south and north pole, and M is the dipole moment. Cut it in the perpendicular direction of the length. So we know that dipole exists, monopole does not exist. So there is a south pole and north pole in first part and also south pole and north pole in the second part. Dipole moment of these two parts is given by M dash. Here dipole moment of the original dipole is M into 2L. And the half of the part of the dipole is M dash, which is M into L, because length is reduced to the half and M dash becomes half of M. So magnetic moment of each half is half of the magnetic dipole moment of the bar magnet, right? Next is the important derivation. We have to find the magnetic field strength at a point due to a bar magnet. Here also two cases arises. One, magnetic field at any point on the axial line due to a bar magnet, and second, the magnetic field at any point P on the equatorial line of the bar magnet. So first of all, take a bar magnet and take a point P where we have to find the magnetic field due to this dipole. And the distance of this pole P on the axial line is R from the center of the dipole. Dipole length is 2L. Here firstly we represent south pole and secondly we represent north pole. O is the center of the dipole. Now magnetic field at point P due to the north pole is given by Bn is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi upon R minus L square along the positive x-axis. As we know that magnetic field due to a north pole is represented outside. So it represented by the Bn. Second, magnetic field at point P due to the south pole is represented by Bs, which is mu naught upon 4 pi m upon r plus L whole square along the negative x-axis, because in the south pole magnetic field enters. Here Vn is magnetic field due to the north pole is greater than the magnetic field due to the south pole. So the direction of these two are opposite, and hence net magnetic field on the axial line is equal to B1 minus B2, which is the B north pole minus B south pole. You can write it here north pole and you can write it here south pole. So putting the values of magnetic field due to the north pole and magnetic field due to the south pole, on the simplification we get mu naught upon 4 pi, m is common, so take it outside, and in the square bracket we take 1 upon r minus L whole square minus 1 upon r plus L whole square. On solving these we get mu naught upon 4 pi m into 2L into 2r upon r square minus L square whole square. B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi. 2L into m is replaced by the magnetic momentum, which is m into 2r upon r square minus L square whole square along the positive x-axis. If L is very smaller than the r, so ignore the L and we get mu naught upon 4 pi 2 mr upon r is to power 4 along the x-axis, and mu naught upon 4 pi 2 m upon r cube along the positive x-axis. This is the magnetic field due to a bar magnet on its axial line. That's all for today. Thank you, beta.